Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Do you want to get an extra mark and an extra edge over other aspirants in the UPSC Civil Services examinations? Then this channel is for you. Without any delay, let's begin the video. Since this is our first video, we are taking around 10 minutes to finish the video. From next video onwards, we'll finish it in less than 5 minutes. Following are the important United Nations funds. All four are important: Global Environment Facility, Green Climate Fund, Least Developed Countries Fund, Ready and Ready Plus. These four are the United Nations fund. If any other funds comes in the exam, you can directly eliminate it as not a UN fund. Second one, Darbuk, Shayok, Darat, Pegoldi rolled. What you have to remember is the order from south to north. Here you can see Darbuk, it's in the south, Dalat Begoldi is in the north, and Shayok is in the middle. And what is the importance of this road? To 2019 China handoff, we have standoff between India and China. It's because one of the reasons of that standoff was this road. Importance of this road is it connects Leh to the Karakoram Pass, which runs parallel to the China border. Right, and the next one is JTEP, Just Energy Transition Partnership. This was established in the last year Glasgow summit, which is COP26. And important thing is India is not a member in this. And what is the use of it is for funding green energy projects and phasing out of coal projects. In India there are multiple coal projects for electricity, thermal power plants. That's why we are not a member in this. India opposed to be a member in this. That's an important point. And other important COP summits which we have to remember: COP27, which is going to happen this year in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. And another important summit is COP3, Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is for greenhouse gases. So we can remember KGF movie, Kyoto Greenhouse. And if you remove O in Kyoto spelling, KYT will be remaining. It will be 3 letters, so COP3. You can remember like that also. And COP21 is the Paris Summit. That's another important summit, which you will be knowing already. The next news is SIMBEX exercise. Some of the exercises we will learn now. SIMBEX is Singapore India military exercise. And IMT 3LAT. It's a trilateral exercise between India, Mozambique and Tanzania. So this is the first ever exercise, and important here is the map. If you see here, this is the Mozambique and this is the Tanzania, right? And this happened in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And India's is represented by INS Tarakash. Tarakash is a guided missile frigate. It looks like this. Okay, and the next one is the same one. We have to see the map. In Tanzania there are few important locations which you have to remember. The Lake Victoria is a border to Tanzania. This is one thing. And Lake Tanganyika, that's another important one. And Lake Nyasa. These three are bordering the Tanzania, so these three are important. And there are 3 more islands on the right side to the east of Tanzania. Zanzibar Island. This was in news last year because one of the Nobel winners was from this area, Nobel Prize winners. Okay, and this is the Pemba Island and this is the Mafia Island. And Tanzania means you have to remember Kilimanjaro, which is towards north of it. And there are 2 more important exercises which will be confusing to you. Better to remember it. Garuda 7 exercise between India and French. Same Garuda Shakti exercise happened, which was between India and Indonesia. So you have to remember this. It will be confusing and important for the exam. And one more thing is, next news is Mauna Loa volcano. It's the world's largest active volcano, which is in the Hawaii Islands. Again, map is important. This is India. If you see here, this is the North Pacific. This is the Hawaii Islands. Here Mauna Loa is present. Okay, you can pause the video and then you can remember it. The next news. These are some of the points which you can use it in your GS3 environment section. You can write this in any environment question to tell the impact of global environment change, global climate change. Instead of writing directly vague points, we can quote these stats in the initial starting of our answer as an introduction. There was an UN report published which says the efforts remain insufficient for arresting global temperature rise. To keep the global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees as per our Paris summit. You can write, instead of writing the efforts insufficient, what we are taking, we can quote UN report and then tell efforts are remaining insufficient to keep the temperature rise less than 1.5 degrees centigrade. And one more IPCC report is, even if we contain the temperature rise at 1.5 degrees, till 3 to 14% of species face a very high risk of extinction. This is another impact. You can write it in the impacts of climate change in your essay also. Even if you contain the temperature rise to 1.5 degrees centigrade, still 3 to 4% are at the danger of extinction. If it is increases, then definitely this will go extinct. These are the few key points which were in the news. Calanamic rice, it's a J-tagged rice and which grows in UP. And bacterial blight disease is related to rice. And this Calanamic rice is resistant to this disease. Few important diseases. Mastitis is caused in cattle, not in cattle, it's a muscular disease which makes the muscles weak. It is caused due to bacteria. This is important disease and causing agent. Next one is lumpy skin disease. This was a virus which affects cattle mostly. It wreaked havoc in the recent months. So this will be important. Lumpy skin disease is virus. And myositis. This is again a muscle pain. It caused in children and adults, humans. Recently, Samantha was suffering with this disease. It was in the news, so this is again an important one. You should remember myositis is a disease which affects humans and it causes muscle pain. That's it. Yeah, and I have few important points for your GS3. There is a topic called the importance of animal rearing in our GS3. These are the few of the points. You can write it in your answer if any question comes from animal rearing part. Okay, what is the importance of animal rearing? If there is a question like that, you can start with your answer with, what is the contribution to our GDP? 25% of gross value addition in agriculture is happening due to animal rearing. And another important thing is, it's mostly women are engaged in animal rearing, so it's key to bring people out of poverty and also for women empowerment, because 75% of women is dependent on animal rearing, and if animal rearing is encouraged, then women will be empowered and their decision making in the family will be increased. And since most of the people are dependent on agriculture, and agriculture is highly dependent on climate, due to climate change, agriculture is not bearing good fruit. So to bring the people out of poverty, we should encourage animal rearing, because people who are engaging in agriculture are also engaging in animal rearing. Since agriculture is not so consistent, but animal rearing is consistent, because we get milk, meat products, etc., everything from animals, which is consistent. It's not climate dependent, at least not as much as agriculture. So it is key to bring people out of poverty, and it's a lifeline to the farmers and small and marginal farmers, right? And importance of sheep rearing is, it's a very important component in the dry areas. In dry areas, agriculture we cannot encourage. So sheep rearing can be encouraged. Example, Rajasthan region. So in dry land farming system, we can encourage sheep rearing. And importance of animal rearing is, wastage is very less and the economy is more from it, because you can get meat, milk, wool. Yeah. So if we let's say if sheep rearing, we get income through lot these three sources, let's say milk or meat, even wool. So very less wastage even in the meat also. And we have to highlight the challenges in the animal rearing. Instead of writing challenges directly or generic points, we can quote MK Jain report and then write our points. So that adds a credibility to our answer, and we can get at least half extra mark. That's the news for today. Over and out.